Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of the It's Time to Move Beyond Barriers, our online event, our virtual event. I'm super excited to be on with you today. And we have been here for 4 days. This is our fourth day talking about ways that you can move beyond barriers with our thought leaders and experts who are joining us for the You Are Worthy Summit. And I'll be talking about that summit in just a little bit today. But I want to welcome you to this time with us. It's been a beautiful opportunity that we've been engaged in, that we've been stepping into, that we've been sharing and talking about how you can step into your worth, how you can move beyond barriers, and even things about resilience, about crafting your vision. About actually, we're going to talk a little bit about vision today, but your values and your purpose. We've been sticking true to and talking deeply about. And today, we're going to be talking with Janice. I'm super excited about our conversation with Janice because we're going to be talking about agreements today, and I'm excited about that because it's so important when we're taking a look at what we're here to activate, what we're doing, what are we sharing with ourselves, like what are we really like putting out there, what are we saying to us, I'm just going to get to it because I have all of these thoughts and I'm not going to tell everything because I'm going to interview Janice about it. So I want to take a moment to bring Janice on with us. But first, I want to introduce Janice to you. Um, I'm wondering if you all can still see me here. Okay, so my computer took a little pause moment there for a second, but we're back. All right, so let's see here. We're gonna bear with me. I'm gonna do this here. Um, I'm gonna talk about, here we go. All right, so let's try this again, and hopefully this won't pause like it just did, but it'll bring up what I needed to. Awesome. So Janice Coleman, I'm introducing Janice Coleman to you. Janice Coleman is a keynote speaker. Janice is a leadership and career coach, an author. She has been a business owner for 23 years. She has a degree in Christian ministry and certifications in project management, leadership, public speaking, and career coaching. She loves to work with people, helping them to be the best person that they can be and that they're designed to be. Janice has led and trained thousands of professionals, helping them to move toward and achieve some outstanding achievements in career, in business. And she loves to do meaningful work, right? She loves to share that with the world and encourage others to do the same. And Janice is married with 3 adult children and an amazing grandchild. I am super excited to welcome Janice to the stage. Welcome, Janice. It is so good to see you.
Thank you, Trina. It is amazing to be here. So thank you for having me.
And thank you for being here. I'm excited about our conversation today, and going deep about agreements and what does that mean and what does that look like in people's lives.
Yeah, and agreements are so very important. And so I'm excited that you asked me to talk about this particular topic. So thank you.
You welcome, definitely. You welcome. And I would love for you to go ahead and share with us, if you don't mind,
You just went out on us, Trina. No, I can read lips. I can read your lips, but I cannot hear your voice. It looks like you're muted.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, awesome. Sorry about that. But I wanted to ask you, what does agreements mean? If you can give us the definition of agreements, what does that mean?
So agreements, really, if you know the Webster definition tends to be along the lines of being in harmony or accordance in a particular opinion or a feeling.
Mhm.
So it's being in harmony. And I would even say, harmony. People oftentimes feel like agreement has to be, that unity, that oneness, absolute. But sometimes the agreement, when you think about harmony, think about a symphony. Harmony is not always the same note, but but the combination of the two notes are pleasing to the ear. So it is in accordance in an opinion or feeling.
So being in harmony, is it like being in harmony with oneself? Really?
Yeah, well, people can be, we would call it cognitive dissonance. A person
Hmm.
can be out of harmony with themselves. A person can be in harmony with themselves. And when we are in harmony with ourselves, then you can see progress. You will see consistency. You will see things moving progressively, moving forward. And you will see the fruit of a person who is in harmony with themselves.
Hmm. So when someone's in harmony with themselves, you'll see the fruit of it, like the results of that. And can you give us an example of what that looks like?
So when a person is in harmony with themselves, I always feel like there's a congruence,
Uh huh.
because for people who study the different aspects of psychology and things of that nature, we know that you have a subconscious mind, you have a conscious mind, right?
Hmm.
And the conscious mind is that mind that is present in the moment, but that subconscious mind is the one that's actually been trained so that you're going to be who you are,
Yeah.
right? Who you've been trained to be. And so we are basically trained, our subconscious mind is trained from age 0 to about age 8, the person that we're going to be, generally speaking. And then from 8 until knowledge is piled up on that person that we're going to be.
Hmm.
And so when the person that we are, our paradigm, the inner person, is contradicting the person that intellectually we feel like we should be,
Hmm.
then you have that cognitive dissonance, and you're always going to be pulling, and it's always going to be a back and forth, and almost like, one step forward, two steps back, two steps forward, five steps back,
Yeah.
because you're not in agreement, you're not in congruence with yourself. And that really can create a lot of challenges for people when they don't feel the congruence, and they know it. However, intellectually they may not be able to articulate it, if that makes sense.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
But they feel it. Every day they look at their schedule, like I look at my schedule. Everybody who knows me probably knows I have this little schedule here somewhere near me. you know and
Yeah.
they look at their schedule and they haven't even completed anything on their schedule, or if they have, maybe it hasn't been completed to a level of excellence, and they feel it. They feel the drag of
Yeah.
not being in step with themselves.
Yeah. And how can people like get out of that? Like when they're in it and in this place of feeling like they're dragging, how can they shift that and get out of that place?
Well, we always talk about this, and we talk about this on Clubhouse and all of the spaces that you and I hang out together in. And
Mm-hmm.
sorry about the preposition at the end of a sentence. I'm a girl's high girl. For all the girls high girls out there, y'all know I know better than to put a preposition at the end of a sentence, right? However, that being said, we know, but we have to become self-aware,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes we may not be aware, like we feel it, but intellectually we don't know what it is we're feeling.
Yeah.
So we feel out of step, and we just don't feel like we're making progress, and we don't feel like we're going to get anywhere, and we can't help anybody else get anywhere, or we might help other people more than we can even help ourselves. But
Mm.
once we become self-aware that something is happening, and that means you need to be around people who can maybe help you to reflect on where
Mm-hmm.
you are, so that you can kind of say, intellectually, here's where I want to be.
Yeah.
Emotionally, here is where I am. and somebody's going to help me kind of at least get to the place of where I can now consciously know that I'm out of step.
Mm-hmm.
So we get self-aware, and then we have to make a decision that we're going to make a change.
Yeah.
Because deciding is saying, I'm going to draw a line in the sand,
Yeah.
I'm going to step over the line, and I'm going to do something different.
Yeah.
And so it's deciding that something has to happen, and then it's committing to it. Because you've heard the story. There are 10 pigeons on a wire, and a utility wire, and one pigeon decides to get off the wire. How many pigeons are there? The answer is 10, because he just decided, right? He
Mhm.
didn't really get off the wire. So
Yeah.
we have to commit to getting off of the wire. And once we commit, now we have to retrain. We have to retrain,
Mm-hmm.
because if we're going to if we can't get anywhere other than where we are based on who we currently happen to be.
Yeah.
My current actions are not going to get me anywhere different than where I already am. So I have to get retrained.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But the retraining has to happen on the subconscious level,
Yeah.
because that's where the real person is. That's the realness of who I am. So I have to get retrained, and
Yeah.
that's why you got to be committed,
Yeah.
because
You
you have
know,
to retrain. Go ahead.
you have to retrain, and I absolutely appreciate your share about the decision and then becoming committed, because you have to make up your mind about something, and then be able to take action and move it forward. But it starts in the mind. You talked about you can't, move forward with the same actions that you have now, or the same actions that
Right,
you've been activating. And so it's that decision. It's being in the shifting your mind, and this comes up when we're talking about vision, right? Because you
right,
have to visualize it, you have to see it, and you have to believe it first, right? And you need to make a
right,
decision about it and then take action uh,
right,
towards it, right?
right. Yeah,
Right, and it's that commitment to it as well.
right. And so you decide, you commit, then you get trained, then you have to plan, and then you have to act.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Because the secret sauce is execution.
Yeah.
The secret sauce is execution. And then a person can see a difference in their life. They
you
can
know
get congruent.
yes, they can get congruent. And then you talked about a plan, because there's certain strategies that work in certain
Right,
ways for certain things, right? And
right.
putting that in place, and then the activating, then the consistent taking action on it.
Yes,
Hmm.
yes, yes.
Hmm.
So you have to pursue it and achieve. Rinse and repeat. Pursue, achieve, rinse and repeat.
Yeah,
to,
pursue,
unt-
achieve. Yeah.
Rinse and
And
repeat. Yeah,
mhm, definitely.
until you get
Definitely.
to where you want to be.
Yeah, yeah, and that is so important, because a number of times when people are, you talked about being in congruence, being in harmony, being in congruence with yourself, and what that looks like, and stepping into that by making a decision, making a commitment, uh, taking action, right, and doing that. And I think a number of times, sometimes people think about it, and it's like a wishful thinking that they come up, oh, I wish I could, and then there's no action behind it. There's a stop,
Right,
like
right,
that, and that's the sometimes the barrier that gets in the way. Is it's in thought, it's in process, but the action doesn't happen. And I even think about that, because I'm guilty of this with email. Like, I have a thought that I'm going to respond to it, but it's a thought as an example, but the action didn't happen, right? And
right,
then I have to come back around to it and say, oh, I didn't respond to that, or I saved that, or I
right,
put it in a draft and I need to complete it. But it's the getting to that action and seeing it through that's going to make the results and make all the difference.
right, right. And so then we have to create some agreements
Hmm.
for ourselves, so that we can get past those hurdles.
Yeah.
So I'm going to agree with myself that I'm going to respond. I'm going to agree with myself that I'm going to respond to emails that I'm going to respond to
Yes.
right then,
Right. In the moment.
right in the moment.
Yeah. Definitely.
And then that helps us to move forward, and then we feel the progress of it, and then we feel more, you know, we feel more accomplished, if I can say it that way, right?
Definitely, definitely, absolutely. And I love that share because the feeling of it matters, right? We talk about not stepping into fear, not going that route, or letting our emotions hold us back. But when we step into the feel of accomplishment, that builds confidence.
Yes.
Just as if we would step into the feeling of fear, that would stop the confidence and make us not do anything.
Right.
But once we step into that fear of accomplishment, it builds the confidence, it boosts our excitement level, and then we're ready to do the next thing,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and success breeds success. And
Hmm.
now we're building a new us. We're
Hmm.
building we're removing the old paradigms, we're removing the old actions, and we're replacing them with ones that support where
Hmm.
we want to be intellectually,
Right.
and then the subconscious begins to
Mhm.
support those actions, and then it becomes, it just becomes a happy cycle
Definitely.
of
Definitely.
growth.
Definitely. And we step into that. So I want to talk to you about that because you talked about then it becomes a happy cycle of growth. And that growth is important to help you get to where you need to be to live
Right.
that best life or live that life that you've been dreaming about. So, how can people feel more empowered to live that type of life, to do the consistent action to get them there?
Well, I think that so many things have taken away from individuals the desire to dream,
Hmm.
because so many people have told us what we couldn't do, whether it's, within the context of our family, or the
Hmm.
context of the community in which we live, or the world at large, what we
Yeah.
can't do based on our age and our gender, and all of these different things, our race and all that stuff. So begin to dream again.
Hmm.
Begin to dream again.
Yes.
And just the act of dreaming will help us to get to that place where we will come into a. Go ahead, you want to say something?
No, I'm here to begin to dream again and be I'm
Yes,
listening.
begin
I'm
to
here.
dream again.
Yes.
And then to come into alignment or agreement
Yes.
with that dream, that consciously I'm saying yes. And then we go through the process of decide, commit, train, and act, right?
Mhm,
So
mhm,
so I agree.
mhm,
I align with that. I say yes.
mhm.
And then what it is I have to do after that is pursue it.
Yeah.
Do all the things I need to do to get there.
Mhm.
And take small steps. Don't jump for the 25th floor when you're in the basement.
That I have to say, you said don't jump for the 25th floor when you're in basement. You have a lot of people saying, "Hey, you can make them quantum leaps." I want to have us address this because I think it's important. I think
Hmm.
you can make quantum leaps, yes, but that pre-work still has to be done. The beliefs
Yes,
has to be a part of it.
that's what I'm talking about. When people make quantum leaps,
Hmm.
they really have everything they need. They're just fighting fear.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's almost like, if I've trained and trained and trained for something for years, but I've never gone to the stadium, but I've trained, but I've been afraid to go to the stadium. When I get in that stadium, I could still be bogged down with fear, or I could let my training do what my training does.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I can just go and do it. And that's what I believe happens. With quantum leaps, I believe quantum leaps can happen, but they don't, there are a lot of overnight successes that have taken 15 years to happen.
Hmm. Definitely. It's what people
right?
see, right? That they
Yes.
don't always see the work behind what got them there.
Yes.
But you were sharing about that, how important it is to decide, to commit, to pursue it, to train, to act, and to take that big steps. Sometimes it's not going from 0 to 25.
Right. I think that's important for people to, I can't compare my chapter 1, Trina, to your chapter 20.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so comparison is a devastating thing.
Mhm.
If we compare the competition, the competition zone versus the creative zone.
Mhm.
Competition, I'm ambitious and I do drive, but I don't sit and compare myself to the smallest degree and wish somebody else ill or wish somebody else that they don't achieve.
Mhm.
The comparison needs to be a healthy one, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Mhm.
But the creative zone is where we can thrive. And if we are in comparison and competition, that's when it saps the energy from our ability to really do our absolute best. Because when you are you,
Mhm.
there's no competition. Like there is no competition when you're doing your thing. Somebody else may do it as good as you, but they're definitely different. So
Mhm.
there's no competition with
Yeah.
Trina Bolden Fields.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah. 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 I'm very unique, right? We each and every one of us have our own stamp on how we do things,
Right.
and that's the important thing to know and to remember. Definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Well, I want to share this because I know we've been talking and I'm just like into what you share. I'm like, and it is, you're so spot on with what you shared. And so I just want to say that and thank you for sharing that. And the thing is that we've come here live every day for the Move Beyond Barriers Summit to talk about ways that people can move beyond barriers in life and business. And we've walked through these great topics with speakers, with you all experts, thought leaders that are stepping into this work, doing this work and in your own practice, but also helping others do it as well. And you're also speaking at the You Are Worthy Summit.
Yes.
Yes. And so I'm excited about that, super excited about that, and super excited that you're speaking and you're joining us as well, Janice. And I wanted to see if you wanted to give a little bit of a snippet. I know like what you're sharing right now is a little bit of a snippet to what you're going to be sharing during the summit, but is there anything else you want to share that is going to introduce people to the You Are Worthy Summit and what you'll be sharing there?
Yeah, so I'm excited about the summit. And Trina, again, thank you so much for including me. I get to share the stage with you, my friend Arthur,
Yes.
who is amazing. And I just want to let everybody know that you are indeed worthy. You put your feet on the floor this morning, and that says you're still in the game. And so you're worthy of all of the goodness that this world, that God has created in this world. And
Mhm.
so at the summit, we'll be working through some of, as we call it, the shadow work, some of the things that might be holding us back from achieving and realizing the greatness that is within us. And my particular session is the power to become. And we're going
Yes.
to be talking about, how we're going to peel back some of those things and how we're going to move forward in a dynamic way. And I always think this, that we should live out loud, playful out, and be invincible in our space.
Mhm.
Each and every one of us have a space that only we can fill and that only we can facilitate.
Mhm.
So how do we get to that place of being invincible in that space? And those are some of the things we're going to talk about
Mhm.
in later on this month, right?
Yes.
In Atlanta. And I know that Trina's going to share the link somewhere around here.
I
And
got it right
if we
here.
don't see it, y'all just reach out to me or Trina offline, and we will definitely put you in contact with how to get that information, which is right there, because we're going to be on fire. The place is going to be on fire. So we need to set the firefighters at alert, because we're
Yeah,
coming to Atlanta and we
yes,
hope to see you there.
definitely. It's going to be amazing. So you all make sure you go to the three W's youareworthy.live/Janice. Make sure you use the URL with the HTTPS on it and sign up for the You Are Worthy Summit. It's going to be life changing. I know Janice just walked out the steps that she's taking in her session with everybody. It's going to be a powerful summit. And we've been here for the past 4 days sharing about this, about how to move beyond barriers, how to break free from those things that have been holding you back. And at the You Are Worthy Summit, we're going to step into understanding, helping you understand that you are worthy and how you can move that worthiness forward in your business, to create in your life, to create your dreams, and to step out in the work that you're here to create. So,
Right.
yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Janice.
Thank you, my dear. Greatly appreciate you. Have an amazing remainder of this summit. You have been doing a marvelous job, and I'm so excited to be aligned with you in agreement.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm excited to be aligned with you and to see you at the summit. It's going to be amazing. It's
Yes.
so thank you so much, Janice.
Thank you.
Um, and so you all make sure that you join Janice, Janice's link by going to the youareworthy.live/Janice link that you see on your screen. It's also been shared with you in the comments section. So make sure you join us there. You can also reach out to my team here at support@trinaboldenfields.com with questions. And we will be responding to you. I get in on that support email, and my team is on that support email checking for those emails. So we will respond to you with that. And you all, we've been coming here talking about ways that you can move beyond barriers in life and in business, and how you can really step into your inner power and really claim your worth. And I know we're going to be going deep on that at the You Are Worthy Summit. We're going to be taking the concepts of what we shared here with you at the Move Beyond Barrier Summit and taking it further. So we know that you all have been impacted by what we shared this week in the Move Beyond Barrier Summit. Just think about how much more that you will be impacted and your life shifted and changed, and you really stepping into the version of you that you want to express in the world, to really move beyond the thoughts and things that have been holding you back, the inner critic or external critics that may be holding you back, how you can release that and really know you are worthy and activate your worthiness and create the life that you're here to create. That's what's going to be happening at the You Are Worthy Summit. So we want to make sure you grab your ticket to get there. Now, what I want to do is move us into our next speaker. Now, our next speaker could not be here live, but her and I chatted. We got a chance to talk. We got a chance to step into sharing deeply of who she is and what she's here to bring. And so I'm going to be sharing her interview with you.
Hello.
And here it is. And so we're going to sit here from this recording that I did with Dr. Lori Mans. And you all, what you can do while we're hearing and talking to Dr. Lori Mans is you can post in the chat your aha moments, what came up for you from my share and interview with Janice, what came up for you, share what's coming up for you when you hear my interview with Dr. Lori Mans. So we're going to go ahead and talk to Dr. Lori Mans and get this interview. And then I'll be back here. I'll be checking in the chat. You also, if you have any questions or comments, I'll be in the comment section. So make sure you share them when things come up. And let's go ahead and hear from Dr. Lori Mans. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our recording of our interview with Dr. Lori A. Manns. I would love to take a moment to introduce Dr. Lori. Dr. Lori Manns, in a world, Dr. Lori A. Manns is a trailblazer. She's an award-winning business coach and the president of Quality Media Consultant Group. Lori is a dynamic speaker as well and empowers and educates audiences on best practices to have more profitable and productive businesses. She's a passionate community servant, has been a dedicated philanthropist and wellness advocate. She's also authored a book and holds a bachelor's degree in mass communication from Auburn University in Montgomery. Is a graduate of the 2020 class of Leadership DeKalb, and she has been involved in professional affiliations. And we're super excited to have Dr. Lori A. Manns with us today because we want to hear what she has to share about business and creating success and moving beyond barriers in business. And also, Dr. Lori A. Manns will also be joining us at the You Are Worthy Summit. So we'll be sharing a little bit more about that with you as well. But welcome, Dr. Lori A. Manns. It is so wonderful to see you. Glad to have you here with us.
Thank you. I am so pleased to be here and excited about the You Are Worthy Summit. I just love the name, and I am thrilled to be one of the speakers to pour into some dynamic women to show them how they can overcome barriers and move to the next level in their life, in their business, and overall. So I'm so excited.
Awesome. We are so excited. And you are a business coach, and you talked about the work, of helping women being at the summit, up level in their life and their business. But I want to talk with you and walk through what are the things that you see come up for women in business? What are some barriers that you see them face when they're trying to move forward and build their business?
Well, there's several. So one of the main ones that women face is, in terms of barriers, is funding, right? It's the capital support, it's money to be able to invest in their business in the way in which they would want to and like to. And so funding is a huge barrier. And of course, when it comes to funding, there's so many ways that we can get money to grow and scale our businesses, but I like to challenge my clients to think of non-traditional terms, right? Because when you go to banks and financial institutions, you've got a whole rigmarole to go through to try to get loans, whether you are a startup or an experienced business owner. So I like to talk to my clients about getting sponsorships and working with corporations that want to partner with small business owners to overcome the barrier of a lack of funding. Another barrier is that imposter syndrome, right? It's the lack of confidence that we sometimes have, that even though we're talented in what we do, we see on social media and on the internet all these people who are flossing and they are big bosses and whatnot, and they are flashing all this success. And so we're comparing our chapter 1 or 2 or 3 to someone else's chapter 10, 11, or 12. And so sometimes we get into that imposter syndrome. Can I really do this? Who am I to think that I can do this? And if we don't have that family support, then we really begin to doubt ourselves. Okay. And so that lack of confidence, that imposter syndrome, those are some of the barriers that I see. And also, I think a barrier also is time, right? Because we all only get 24 hours in a day. And sometimes if you are wearing 17, 18, 19 hats in your business, you're trying to figure out, how do I juggle all of this? How do I balance it? And how do I maximize the 8 or 10 hours in a day that I have to dedicate to my business? And how can I reduce that time, right? I don't want to spend 8, 10, 12 hours a day in my business. How can I work smarter, not harder? And so time management becomes a barrier to success when we're not fully in line with and in alignment with how we can maximize our time to get the biggest return on our investment. So I think those are some of the main barriers that women today are facing when it comes to growing their businesses.
Yeah, and those are so spot on because the funding for sure, understanding that a lot of women business owners, there are programs out there to support and to help, but going through compared to men, the funding is drastically different in as a business owner. Right, the statistics show that, and also too, when you talked about imposter syndrome, that's one of the reasons why I started the summits that I do and started the You Are Worthy Summit. I know we're talking about ways you can move beyond barriers today, but we started this You Are Worthy Summit because I had heard from so many women who were like doing the thing and working well in what they do to say that I suffer from imposter syndrome. And with that, not really showing up for the work, for what they're here to do. And you talked about thinking about when people have imposter syndrome, they think about who am I to do this thing, and I think it's so important to flip that question: who am I not to do it?
Right.
How can we flip that to step into that? And then the time, because time can become a barrier to success if we're trying to do all the things and not have the support or not be able to delegate in the ways that will help our business grow. So what are your thoughts about that? And I also would love to hear from you. How can the business owner, the woman business owner, move beyond these barriers?
Well, when we talk about, the whole who am I to do this, the imposter syndrome, and dealing with the mental rigmarole that comes with all of that, building our confidence, right? I feel like it is a multi-tiered process, right? And so the first thing I'm going to say about that is an acronym I came up with, and it's called SOAR. Okay, SOAR. The S is for silence the inner and external critics, right? Silence those critics that you have in your community or in your network, those people who are always playing devil's advocates. Shut them down, right? And then if you are your own biggest enemy, right, and you're constantly criticizing yourself, shut that noise down in your head. So silence all of that internal and external noise. And then the O is for optimize opportunities, right? So if you're not taking advantage of all of the opportunities that exist for, if you're a woman-based business owners, if you're a minority-based business owners, the Small Business Association, they have so many resources. Another company called SCORE, they have so many resources for women-owned and small business owners. And so optimize the opportunities in your own city, right? Organizations that are in your own city, organizations that are national. You can optimize opportunities to network online. You should be on at least 2 or 3 social media platforms. You definitely should be on LinkedIn, and you should be optimizing opportunities for people to know who you are, know what you do, and who you serve. And so the A is for accountability. Be accountable to yourself and to your business, and accept the accountability that comes with being a business owner. You have to have discipline, right? You have to have discipline as a business owner because you're the boss and the buck stops with you. So you have to have accountability in business. And then the R is for revenue. Focus on revenue generating activities that are going to bring you in money, and realize that you're responsible for the revenue, right? You're responsible as a business owner to bring in the money, right? If you're not bringing in the money, you don't have a business. So you've got to take on that responsibility for bringing in the revenue and doing those things that will yield a profit for your business. So that's SOAR. That's how you can silence the inner critic and silence all those barriers and get to a place where you are overcoming any obstacle that you are facing to grow your business or to personally develop yourself and your business so you can move to that next level. And so the next thing you said, how can they overcome these barriers? That's it. You just have to make up in your mind that you're going to move beyond it and come up with a plan, right? We all should have a business plan, and it all should be written down, right? It should be liquid and fluid, because we have to change things, every year. We're in the middle of a recession. We're in the middle of inflation. We're in the middle of this, that, and the third with the economy. So your business plan has to be fluid, but you should at least have one. What's your goal? Your 3-year goal, your 5-year goal, your 10-year goal? What are your financials? What is your marketing plan? All of that stuff has to be written down so that you understand that you have some blueprint for how you're going to do whatever it is you're trying to do. And the other thing is, get a team, right? Stop trying to do everything yourself. You're not Superwoman. You're not Superman. So get a team. Even if you have to hire virtual assistants or whatever you have to do, get some people to help you achieve the goals that you want to achieve.
Definitely. I love what you shared. So spot on. The SOAR, silence the inner critic, optimize opportunities, be accountable to you and your business, like to set the discipline for that, and I was talking about, and let me say the R and then I'm gonna come back to this, right? You are responsible for the revenue generating activities in your business, and to focus on that. I was talking to someone about this accountability piece to business, because a lot of times when a lot of people have had to step into business ownership during the pandemic for, job layoffs or whatever reason, and they, thinking about how to create income. Well, I'm going to start a business. So stepping into that aspect of it. And I remember when I first stepped into business, this was a little while ago, but I was not accountable initially, like a long time ago when things were shifting for me. I would get calls from family to go do something during the day. Everybody thought that since I was home, I could go make the errands, right? No, can't do that. I'm in my work day, and how people need to shift that. Treat your business as you treated your 9 to 5 if you were really on task, and set your schedule. And when they say protect your peace, protect your business, protect your flow and what you're doing, is so essential to do that.
Absolutely, because you're, and especially if you're working from home, those people who work for corporate but they have hybrid positions and they work from home part of the time. They can't tell their boss that, oh, my mother, father, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle needs me to run this errand in the middle of the day. No, you can't do that. You have to be positioned in front of that computer or on that phone, so you can handle business. That's the whole point of, being remote, is that you're in the comfort of your home, but you're handling the business and you're getting the work done and you're being accessible and accountable to the responsibilities that you have. And it's so important, because it's like, nobody's going to manage you when you're your own boss. When you're the owner of the business, nobody's going to manage you. So you have to manage yourself.
Yes, definitely. You have to manage yourself. And I know that, what you shared right now are the acronym of SOAR, and I have so many things that are popping up for me. I want to share that, but I know that you're going to walk everybody through this at the You Are Worthy Summit and talk a little bit more in detail about it, to help people work through these aspects of what it means to build a business, what it means to move beyond barriers in business, and really claim your worth and know you are worthy. So I want to ask you about that. How, maybe if you can give us 2 to 3 ways that business owners can know that they're worthy when they're building their business. And, I know you've given us such good things, but when we take a look at what you mentioned, the funding, the imposter syndrome, and time, like, how can business owners claim their worth now? Maybe 3 tips that we can share with the audience that would be helpful for them.
The first thing I'm going to say is when you're claiming your worth, you have to think about who you're helping, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who is your target audience? And within that audience, who is your ideal client? And so you become able to claim your worth when you can tie together who you are and who you serve, right? And not just who you are and who you serve, but what is the need that they have for you? What is the problem that you solve for them? And so you become worthy when you understand the importance and the significance of the work that you do, right? And you put value on that, right? You understand that there is some value in what I bring to the table, and you're able to understand your worth based on that value that you know you bring for those people who you serve. And then the next thing I'm going to say is about your uniqueness. Like, what is that thing that makes you you? What is that thing that makes you different, that makes you better, that makes you stand out? What is that thing that you do, or that thing that you have, or some part of your personality, your culture, or what you are able to bring to the table, you know, that gift, that talent? What is it? And how does it make you unique? And why should people know about this thing, right? So that uniqueness is next. So value is number one, and who you serve. Uniqueness is number two. And then number three is the why, right? Why are you doing this work, right? Why does it matter to you? Because every time I'm interviewed by anyone, they always ask me, why? Like, why are you doing it? And people want to ask why because they want to get into your mind and they want to get into your brain and figure out why it is that you do this, because that helps us to get to know you. That helps us to get to know your motivation. That helps us to get to know your personality and a little bit about how you think. And so understanding that why, because it can't just be about the money, because if the money doesn't come that month, or it comes a little bit less than when you know what you had planned, then it's got to be a why that makes you stick it out, right? It's got to be a why that makes you hang in there and figure out how to, you know, succeed. And so that why has to be something that really sticks. And so those are the three things that I would say to help people claim their worth in building their business and get to that point where they can really start to elevate to where they're trying to go.
Definitely. And these are all things that we'll be going deeper in at the You Are Worthy Summit. And normally I'm sharing the link for the You Are Worthy Summit. So I'm going to do that for you all to be able to join us here at the You Are Worthy Summit. I'll be sharing that. And for those of you who are listening to this recording or listen to us live, I want to encourage you to also register to join us here. So I'm going to share Lori's registration link to be able to get more information about this free summit that we're offering, where you can, I'm going to share this. It'll be shared now and shared on the screen. And also I am going to share Lori's You Are Worthy Summit link, because we want you to join us there at the You Are Worthy Summit and to be a part of this journey.
So there's a free one and then there's a paid one. So the actual conference is paid.
Yeah, the actual conference is paid, and and the actual conference is like we're going deep dive on all of the things that you've shared, right?
Absolutely.
And really walking that out. And this is just an overview for this summit. But the thing about it is that Lori is so good. Like, if people know that they're getting this information and this understanding and aha moment in this conversation, think about, just imagine the understanding and the level that we'll go to during a live summit, during the live event.
Absolutely.
So I want to ask you about vision and commitment, because, you know, it's so important for the business owner. And why would you say these two elements are important for the business owner to activate in their business?
Vision is your overarching perception about where you want to take your life, where you want to take your business, and where you want to take yourself, right? So when you have a vision for anything, you see it before it manifests, right? You see it before it happens. And when you're able to have vision, then you are innovative because you have to create the plan that's going to help you manifest that vision. But before you can accomplish anything great, you have to first envision it so you can then begin to walk it out, right? And so the vision is so important because if you don't have a clue as to how you see yourself growing a business, how you see yourself 5, 10, 15 years from now, and the impact that you want to make with your business and you personally, then how are you ever going to get there? First, you have to have the vision that you're going to do this thing, or you're going to have this business, or you're going to accomplish this goal. And then you got to decide that you're going to do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah.
So the vision is important because it's just like when we plan a trip, whether we're doing a business trip or a vacation. If we don't have a destination in mind, where are we going? Right? Where are we going? That destination is the vision. Where are we trying to go? It's the same in our businesses and in our lives. What's the ultimate North Star? Where are we trying to go? And so that's why the vision is important. But the commitment is super important because the vision is not going to be a straight line to manifest it, to bring it to fruition, and to make it come to life. Okay.
Right.
That thing that we have in our minds that we want to accomplish, that vision, it ain't going to be like smooth sailing all the time. So it's going to be like this. And so that commitment comes when you are able to be steadfast, when you are able to be dedicated, and when you're able to persevere and you have that resilience that no matter what, come hell or high water, you're going to figure it out and find a way. You're going to get the help that you need. You're going to get, a team. You're going to get a business coach. You're going to get an accountant. You're going to get an attorney. You're going to get whatever help you need to get to where you're trying to go. You're going to invest in yourself, invest in your business, and you're going to do the work so that you can commit to your own success and get to where you're trying to ultimately go.
Definitely. So spot on. I absolutely love that. Commit to you, commit to your business, commit to your own work. Once you set the vision, it's so important to do that and to activate that. And when you were talking about commitment, I think it's the same. It's in the same line of that accountability, right? Of being accountable to you and your business and being committed to that, and activating. And even when it's like, you need to persevere. Things are not happening in the way that you need to. Thinking about what is that next step, or what can you do to move beyond, to move around, to go under or around, up, however you can get there, just to get there. The other day, as I was preparing for hosting our live day 2, because we're on day 4 with this event for when the recording is going live. But when I was on day 2, I was taking a look at images, and there was one images where I had typed in "move beyond barriers" of someone jumping over a hurdle, right? Jumping over that, because there are going to be things that are going to come up in building a business that will literally have your mind blown and wondering how can you get to beyond, but you need to find your way to get through, take a different route.
Yes. I love it, because it's about perseverance and resilience, right? Because I don't know anybody who thinks entrepreneurship is easy. And even those people who have had success early on in their entrepreneurial journey, whether it was year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, or whatever, it wasn't easy. It was that, somehow they figured it out. They got help that they needed. They got around some people that could help them. Nobody figures it out by themselves. So I haven't ever spoken to anyone who figured it out all by themselves, because entrepreneurship is just not the kind of thing that you can figure out on your own if you've never done it before. So yeah, it's a journey, not a sprint.
Definitely. And so thank you so much for this talk and interview, Dr. Lori Manns. It's been amazing. And we want to make sure that those of you who are tuning in, that you register for this free summit that we're doing now, this 3-day summit, so that you can get updates about the summit and where we're going to be. And also know that we are inviting you to join us for our in-person event, June 28th through the 30th, live in Atlanta in person. And I'll be sharing that link with you so you can register and join us live and in person in Atlanta. And I'll be talking more about it throughout the rest of our time together. And we want to invite you to join us there. So thank you so much, Dr. Lori, and thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Wonderful. So you all, Dr. Lori Manns brought it today, shared with us the detail of how we can move beyond barriers as a business owner. And I want to invite you all to be sure to register for the register to get more information about this summit, and also access for the Move Beyond Barriers Summit, where you can access the replays for their lifetime. It'll be some information about that when you register. And this one is free, but know that we are inviting you to join us in June 28th through the 30th in Atlanta, where Dr. Lori is going to go detailed about that business process. And it's going to be amazing, mind blowing. So make sure you get in the room, you get your ticket, and invite a friend to join you as well. So thank you all for tuning in for Dr. Lori's interview. And we'll go back to our regular programming. That was Dr. Lori Manns. Was fire. What she shared about the stepping into vision and commitment, and the work that she's going to be doing when talking about business and moving beyond barriers and really claiming your worth in business is going to be fire. So we do want to make sure you get your ticket for the You Are Worthy Summit by going to, you can use Dr. Lori's link by going to youareworthy.live/Lori. Make sure you have the 3 W's in front of that and the HTTPS with the colon and the 2 slashes. Now, I want to share with you that a little bit about the You Are Worthy Summit, you all. It's coming up June 28th through the 30th. We are going live with the dynamics, some of our dynamic speakers you've heard from during this live Move Beyond Barrier Summit, where they have shared with you their process. They have shared with you some of the things that they're going to be sharing at the summit, which is going to be life changing. It's just dynamic, and it's going to shift what you've been activating. It's going to shift your life, shift your experience. And so we want to make sure that you get into the room by committing to yourself and recommitting to your true self. We'll be helping you do that at the You Are Worthy Summit in June, that's taking place in Atlanta at the Le Meridien Hotel. And now the summit is for change makers. It is for trailblazers. It's for visionary leaders who've been letting their inner critic get in the way of their truest potential, their truest aspirations. And the work that we're going to do together is going to help you to calm that inner critic, to really silence it. You heard Dr. Lori was like, okay, shut that down. We're going to be doing work that's going to help lovingly help you shut that down and get into a place where you are seeing your vision, get you into the place where you're seeing your biggest dreams. You're taking a look and you're honoring your values and your desires, and you're moving beyond the barriers that have been holding you back. Okay, we're going to give you a process that you're going to no longer have that as a part of your process. Okay, you're going to be able to align yourself with your highest good, break free from those limitations, and step into the life that you were born to create. And so, if this is something that you're ready for, we want to invite you to the summit. If you heard something from the Move Beyond Barriers Summit and from one of our speakers during our time together that just blew your mind, that gave you a wow moment, that you thought, oh man, I need to have that in my life, then you need to be at this summit. You need to be at the You Are Worthy Summit that's taking place June 28th through the 30th. And when you register by going to our summit page, when you register, there will be an opportunity for you to join us in VIP. And I encourage you to join us in VIP because it's just going to be a different experience for you in VIP. So make sure you get that. It's going to be transformational for those 3 days. And then when you sign up for VIP, just think about the support and guidance that you'll be getting as well as VIP. So it's going to be 3 transformational days that we're going to guide you through healing. We're going to guide you through releasing things that no longer serve you. We're going to guide you through stepping into alignment and helping you grow in different areas of your life, the key areas of your life, which are your relationships, that's your finances, your health, your person, your spirit, and career and your business, definitely helping you to create belonging and success. And we're going to work that through together. We're going to hold a safe space for you so that you can explore the things that have been holding you back deeply, explore the things that are calling you forward right in this time, to be able to activate what you're here to activate and make the impact that you're here to make. So we're going to be calling you to step into that bolder version of yourself at the You Are Worthy Summit. And so we want you to join us there. We want you to be in the room. We want you to do that so you can get the tools, that you can get the guidance, that you can get the support you need to step into that bolder version of yourself. So know that this is the time for you to recognize your worth and activate your personal and your professional goals, and have the support to do that. We'll help you move to that confidence, and we'll be guiding you through this process to help you change it all, to help you transform it all. So if you're ready to commit to your truest and highest self and reach beyond your potential, go further than what you've imagined, I want to encourage you to make sure you register for the You Are Worthy Summit. Okay, so you can go to that link that I've posted in the chat, youareworthy.live/Lori, and I will be sharing another link coming up as well for you to be able to join us there. This summit, you all, is life-changing. Just know that it is life-changing. And so we want to invite you to be sure to join us at the summit. Now, we've been on this summit for the Move Beyond Summit for the past 4 days. This is our day 4, you all. And if you join the Move Beyond Barriers Challenge via the link that was shared, I want to encourage you to make sure that you get into the Facebook group. Okay. Make sure you join us in the Facebook group and you share the ahas that you have. We have a post for day 1. We have a post for day 2 and for day 3. What were your aha moments from attending this challenge? We want you to go to our Facebook group to make sure you share what your aha moments were. And I'm going to see if I have access to the Facebook group now, because what I will do is share that link here for you to join us in the Facebook group. Make sure we're going to make sure that you are registered for the summit. So you want to make sure that you are registered for the summit to get the Facebook access to the Facebook group to share your aha moments. So what I'm going to do then is share with you the Facebook group, actually where you can register to get to the Facebook group, so you can join us at the summit. Yes. Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share that link with you so you can join us there to register for the Move Beyond Barrier Summit, so you can get access to the group. right? Definitely. hmm I'm just going to grab that link and share that with you. Yeah, so actually, I have it here, so I'll share that. So make sure you go to that link and actually, let's see here. Let me see if I can shift that because that's actually, but I'll post it here so you can join us there. Um, and you all, I want to talk to a little bit with you too about taking action. I'm going to talk with you about that, taking action, as well as accountability and stepping into that. I think it's so important for us to take the actions that we need to take to get to the place of reaching our goals and activating them. And I want to talk about that today with you all. So we're going to talk about that. And I will also make sure you're getting all the links to be able to register so you can get to that summit page and register there for this information, and also to be able to go to our place where you can share your aha moment. So know that I'll be posting that in just a moment. But I do want to talk with you about taking action because taking action is essential. It is so important to step into the work that you're here to activate. I think about a number of times where people have, like when I'm working with my clients, and even in my own process, I'm going to share this with you. Sometimes it's like, okay, what is happening? Why am I not over here where I thought it would be, where I thought I would be? And it's really about the action that you are not taking, right? The things that you are not doing. And you may be taking some action or activating some things, but are they the things that are moving you forward? Okay. Are they things that are moving you forward, or is it just busy work? Let's just check in about that. Is it the things that are moving you forward, or is it just busy work? Are you just keeping yourself busy with all the things that have no bearing or help with getting you to where you need to be? And I say this because I totally understand it. I've been there before. And my work with this Move Beyond Barriers Summit is to help you to be able to shift that, to help you to be able to change that totally. So you're not doing that anymore. And so, what's the action that you're activating? What is the action that you're putting into your process and progress? And is it the action that is moving you forward? Is it action that is giving you the traction that you need, right? The momentum that you need, the leverage that you need. So a lot of times we need to take a look at what we're doing, what we may not be activating, and make a shift. So I want to talk with you about that because the action that you take is important, the type of action that you take, and the consistency of your action that you're taking is important. So I want to talk with you about that today, because when you take action and you take in the right action that are going to bring things closer to you, like Dr. Lori Menz talked about revenue generating activities. Like a lot of times when we're business owners, we need to focus on those revenue generating activities and creating cash flow versus trying to focus on creating like in my case, a piece of content or creating some kind of image to share. That image to share is helpful with visibility. Yet for my focus, I need to be focusing on generating the activities for my work and for my business as an example. And I need to delegate the other tasks, right? So what can you do that's going to help you get to your vision, right? And you can delegate other things, right? And if they're not things that you can delegate right now, they maybe need to sit for a moment until you get this action taken right in front of you. That's the important thing that's going to bring your vision closer to you. And taking action really is also the antidote to your inner critic. Because when you take action, you begin to shift what is happening in your life and your business, and ultimately you shift your results. You change the trajectory of the route you've been on by the action that you're taking, and taking it consistently. And I've shared my own examples, and in my own business, but also in my own life, when I've wanted to see something happen, I took the action to get closer to that goal, closer to the thing that I wanted. And know that I talked about, how important it is to take action and take consistent action. And take that right action that's consistent. There were times that I was taking action and I was consistent in it, but it wasn't producing the results that I wanted. But what did I do? I learned from that. I took a look at the data. I took a look at what I was doing and what I needed to shift, and then stepped into that shift and did the work to do it. And though that's sometimes some things as a business owner that you have to do over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. So what is the action that you need to take that's going to shift things for you? Okay. That's going to put you into a different place. That's going to help you achieve your goals, your dreams, and your vision. And Dr. Lori Mans talked about creating a plan, right? Plan for your vision. First, having a vision, first seeing and visualizing the result that you would like to have, and then create a plan, and then take consistent action on that plan. And when you see things that aren't working, it's time to shift the actions that you've taken and take note of the results that are happening because of that. And those things that you have to put yourself out there as well to be able to do that, to make things happen. You can do that for more visibility, and step into what you need to do if that's what a part of the action that you need to make, or if it's taking or making calls that you need to activate. That's something that you need to move into as far as creating the momentum to get you to where you need to be. Or is it attending a summit like the You Are Worthy Summit, in which you've been just thinking about it, but you need to really get there and be in the room to be able to get the information and ultimately the transformation that you're seeking. So taking action is essential when you're looking to create a better version of yourself. Okay. When you're looking to create your vision, you need to be sure to continue to take the action and not just stop or give up when things get hard, or there's you may be on your third or fourth try and things seems difficult. It's sometimes shifting something that you're doing that will make the difference, and that you keep taking action, and taking consistent action will help you bring those results closer to you in your life. So my question for you, and I like to ask questions, and I'm going to pose this question to you now. What will you do today that's going to help you get closer to your vision, right? What can you activate today, tomorrow in your life? Now, for some of you, I'm going to say we want to make sure you know that you can get to the You Are Worthy Summit and join us live there to make the shift, to help you get to the place of making the shift that you need to make to move into the work that you are here to activate. So we want to invite you to that. And you can go to youareworthysummit.live and join us there for the summit, to make sure you get your ticket and you get in the room. youareworthysummit.live. And what is something that you can do this week or next week that's going to help you activate your vision? Like plan it out, write it out, and move forward, because you can do this. You can move beyond barriers in life and business. You can move beyond the things that may be holding you back. You can release your limitations, your inhibitions. You can release that and do what you've been dreaming about. Do the thing that you've been thinking and dreaming about for so long. Really step into your worth. You can claim it and know you're worthy, and you can step into a bolder version of yourself, and begin the process of creating and activating your impact, to activating the transformational work that you're here to create. So take action. That's what I'm talking about. Take it every day. Take it this week to help you reach your goal. It's so important to take action every day. Okay. Have a plan every week. right, for what you want to do and what you want to activate. And then the next thing that's so important is to get in touch with someone who can hold you accountable to the actions that you say you're going to take. Like sometimes we tell ourselves that we're going to do something, but we don't really get to it. And it's important that you get to the thing that you say you're going to do. And having an accountability partner, someone that you shared this with who can hold you accountable, can be helpful. So you share with them the action you're going to take. You share with them by when you plan to complete that action, and then you keep them updated, right? And you share with them the process. You can share with them what came up for you when you took that action. It's so important to do that. It's an effective way of holding yourself accountable and having an accountability partner. That's an extremely effective way to be able to help you stay on task, to stay on track to achieving what you're here to achieve. Okay. It could be a group of people. It could be a person. It could be someone that you're just regularly checking in with and sharing your process and progress. Another thing that I do that helps me out is a task list. So I do create a plan and I create a task list. I have so many things to do now, you all, that I have to like go back and create a new plan and a new task list for the upcoming weeks and go back and just, go, I did that, to have that there, right? It's important to be able to do that. And when you're setting goals, when you're setting your task list, you're putting that up if that's a route that you're taking. It's so important to be clear about the goals that you want to achieve and to establish milestones, to establish check-ins with your accountability partner or partners about it. Get support from people around you, and create a process that helps you to stay in that consistent action. Create a process that's going to help you stay in that accountability. So if you need to put a day on your calendar or 2 hours or an hour, do that on a regular basis. So that helps you stay on track, and then you're creating the support for you to get that done. That's so important. And so I wanted to share with you how you can take action, to talk about the importance of taking action consistently, to talk about the accountability piece and how important that is. And that's something that you can step into now, and wanted to share that with you for the Move Beyond Barriers Summit. And I want to just thank you all for joining us here from day 1 to day 4, when we've been talking about ways you can move beyond barriers in life and business. We've had some dynamic speakers join us for these 4 days to give you a snippet into some of the things that we're going to be sharing at the You Are Worthy Summit that's taking place in June. It's taking place June 28th through the 30th, and we are inviting you to be there. I want to encourage you to go get your summit ticket by going to youareworthysummit.live and make sure you get in the room and that you are there for this transformation, because it's going to be life-changing. Like when I think about it, you all, it causes me to I kind of get taken back about it, because I know how powerful it is. I know how important this work is. I know how life-changing this is. What we're presenting at the You Are Worthy Summit in June is totally going to shift your life and help you be on the track and on the journey that you're here to be on, and activating it with guidance, with support along the way. So get your You Are Worthy Summit ticket by going to youareworthysummit.live. You can reach out to me and my team at support@trinaboldenfields.com with questions. This summit has been dynamic for these past 4 days. And so I want to thank you all for tuning in. Know that the replays that we have up on our social media platforms are going to be up for a limited amount of time, right? So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to go through them, to see them, but they are going to be coming down. So if you want to get the recordings, lifetime, hold on to all of what this goodness we've been sharing, make sure you go to youareworthy.live/MBB, register, get the VIP passes, $47, right, for the access to these replays. They will be coming available in about 45 days. You will have access to these recordings. So you can go ahead and get them, and you can have the access to the recordings for their lifetime for $47, and the workbook that comes along with this process. And it's a great workbook that walks you through each one of our speakers that have spoke for the Move Beyond Barriers Summit that you can have and take note on what they shared. So that's $47. I say that's an awesome value for what we've shared with you this week. And be sure you all that you grab that, register, get in, get the VIP pass if you would like all the recordings and the workbook to work through what we've shared this evening. And from day 3 and day 2 and day 1. Okay. And we want to also make sure that you know that you are invited to the You Are Worthy Summit that's happening place June 28th through the 30th. Get in the room. It's going to be life-changing. So make sure you go to that link, you join us at the summit, and you be prepared to have a life-changing experience. Be prepared to walk away with a different perspective. Be prepared to walk away with your mind blown, okay, from this summit. So make sure you get in the room. I look forward to seeing you in June in Atlanta for this life-changing experience. And know that if you have any questions, you can reach out to my team at support@trinaboldenfields.com. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for this Time to Move Beyond Barriers virtual summit. It has been amazing. It has been beautiful. And I thank all the speakers who joined us for this conversation and this time to share and give life-changing content to you that I know that has helped you and up-leveled if you've been in tune and paid attention to us for these 4 days. So thank you so much for tuning in, you all, and I look forward to seeing you in June at the You Are Worthy Summit in Atlanta. We'll talk soon.